Hey guys, Justin here in the Mars Hydro test tent, and it is unboxing time again. Awesome! I love unboxings. I know you do too. This one, of course, is from Amazon again, so it's in the big box with a box inside. It is from Mars Hydro, so awesome, Mars Hydro. And let's take a look at what's in the box. Alright. There we go. That's what is inside the big box. Just another little box. Bitchin'. And shows Amazon services, Mars Hydro, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and bust out the trusty steak knife, Miracle Blade. Look at that. Somebody actually complained that I use a steak knife to open up these boxes. I know, it's the dumbest shit you ever heard, but people actually complain about that. They told me I was being disrespectful to the items that were sent to me by opening them up with a steak knife. And I say to that, this is just not a steak knife. This is a Miracle Blade. You have no idea what you're talking about. So yeah, let's take a look up inside here. This is a little tiny box. Everything's packed in here hella tight. So, we've got rope ratchets, 2 of them, always helpful. Good that they include 2. We've got some literature here. Tips for lights if you need repair. Warranty card. Actually pretty nicely boxed up here. There we go. Mars Hydro SP150. Nice. There's their supposed par numbers. Open up the brochure. Now we've got a whole bunch of specs here. Here, let me set this down here. I'll just kind of put it on the screen for you. Anybody that wants to read this, go ahead and just pause and read what you need. Alright, there we go. That is out of the way. Now we've got this wooden packing piece. Actual wood in the packing. That's pretty cool. And there it is. There it is. There she blows. The Mars Hydro SP150. Get a nice close look at these diodes. Now these are covered with a coating to make them water resistant, if not waterproof. You can kind of see that coating on all of them. So really cool setup. I like the way they did this. It's a really clean looking light. It's got really good thermal management. I've got, of course, the SP250, the bigger version, right up here. If you want the bigger version, link below also to order that. I'll put the link below for this one as well if you want to order it, or if you want to order them direct from Mars Hydro. I have my discount codes below in the description as well. You can go ahead and use the discount code at their website, or you can just order it off of my Amazon link. Either way, I get the hookup and you get the hookup. But yeah, this is the shit. So let's pull this out. It's really quite light. Not bad at all. Pretty sweet. Knock some of this packing off here. Oh, that's really on there. There we go. So here is the bad boy. Bam. It's actually really manageable. You can see how easily I'm kind of just flipping this sucker around. It doesn't weigh a ton. It definitely weighs less than the SP250. Yeah, see, there's going to be my my thumbnail shot right there. Good shit. But look at the heatsink on this beast. Same thing as the 250. It's got that bad boy heatsink. And then you flip this sucker over. Bam. And there's the driver. Not really sure if this is a Meanwell driver. That's interesting. It doesn't say Meanwell anywhere on here, and it's branded Mars Hydro, so I'm gonna go ahead and guess that it's not a Meanwell driver that's coming with this, which is quite interesting, because the SP250, as you can see here, comes with a Meanwell driver, which is the best brand on the market. So I'll have to get some clarification from Mars Hydro on this, but I don't believe that this is going to be a Meanwell driver. Doesn't really mean that it's not a good light. It just you always want to have the best quality parts that you can get. So yeah, that's pretty much what you get with the light. I mean, it's just the light, comes with the cord attached, drivers attached. I'm trying to see if there's any dimmer. Does not look like there's any dimming capability. Usually it's on the bottom side of the driver, and I do not see any plugs there for dimming. So yeah, this probably isn't a Meanwell driver. And it's not dimmable. So, pretty cool. I mean, it's going to be a nice light, but if I had my choices between the two, I would probably go for the 250. If you have space. If you don't have the space, this is going to be a great option. Going to be a great option. So, let's get this sucker hooked up, get some readings, get some numbers going, and we'll see where we sit. We've got all the meters here, of course. We've got the par meter. This is the $350 par meter, not the $500 par meter. So it isn't quite as accurate as the $500 one, but it is good enough for our purposes here. And then we've got the watt meter, which is always awesome. We've got the infrared thermometer, and then the meter. Always helpful. So yeah, let's get this sucker hooked up. I'm just gonna go ahead and hang it right from the SP250. It's gonna be super meta right there, man. That's some extra. So yeah, let's get this sucker hung up, and we'll see where we're sitting. All right, we are back, and we got this little sucker hooked up. A lot of you guys were really asking for me to check out this SP150. You guys see me kill it with the 250 here in the veg tent. It's turned down to 150 watts, but everybody wanted to see what the 150 will do, so I went ahead and asked Mars, and they hooked it up. So pretty killer. It's basically just a half rack of the 250. So as you can see, size-wise, compared to the 250, it's a half-size version. It's basically just a mini version, but it's literally half the size. So it's really meant for like a 2x2 tent, something like that. Maybe a 2x3, it would probably work pretty well in. 2x4 is going to be a little bit too much for it, in my opinion. The SP250 works amazing in a 2x4. Even if you had a 2x5, I think it would cover it. But this guy is gonna be a challenge to cover this entire tent. So what I've done, as usual, I set the height to about 16 inches all the way across. Well, that one needs to go up another click here. Let me click it up one there. 16 inches, maybe one click up on that side. I always like to get it nice and even. There we go. 16 and 16. There we go. Now we're nice and even. So let's see where we sit on the par reading here. This is about dead center here. 16 inches. There we go. 404, 405. That's dead center. So that's I mean, that's enough to flower with, honestly, but that's really about the bare minimum that you would want to flower with here. So let's take it out to the side here. I'll show you kind of where we're at in relativity to the light. This stupid flap back here keeps falling down. I have it taped and it still falls down. Piece of shit. 312, See, right when you hit the edge of the light, it really starts dropping off. Getting down to 255, 256. Let's take it all the way out to the edge here. 164, 165. So yeah, we're definitely not real. That's like low veg range right there. So I mean, this light's going to be fine for vegging a 2x4 tent, but it's not really going to be something that you're going to want to flower with. It's just too much of an angle out to here. These do really well in their fine defined space. Just really, really well if you can keep your grow in between the lines there. Once you get outside the lines, it really starts to fall off, and that happens with all LEDs really. It's just the way it goes with lighting. The further you get away from it, the less the intensity will be. So let's go head out to the other side just for shits and giggles. See where we're at. Looking at 150 on that side. Let's go all the way to the corner just for fun. Wow, still 150. All the way in the corner. And so that didn't even change. Let's get up this front side here, right in the middle. Middle front. Try to get off the glare there. 313, middle front. So yeah, pretty decent readings. For veg, definitely. For flower, I would probably drop this down to about probably about 12 inches, to be quite honest, and flower in a 2x2 space, and I think it would probably do really well. Let's go ahead and drop this down to 12 inches and let's see what kind of readings we get at 12 inches here. So I will be right back. Alright guys, we are back and we are now at 12 inches. And I suspect this is going to be much better. And boom, I'm correct. Look at that, 600. That is great. That is perfect for flowering. Anything above 500 or so, you're going to get some nice fat colas. So you run this sucker at 12 inches above your canopy, you're going to get over 600 micromoles, and you're going to get some fat buds with that. That's the bottom line. You will get fat buds. So let's keep going out. It stays pretty high, really. Now we're out to the very edge. We're down to 400 now, finally. So we're out to the edge of the light. You can see we're right to the edge. 402. Still flowerable. Still flowerable. So this thing will definitely do the 2x2 space, like I had suspected. Let's bust out the measuring tape here, the meter, and we'll get some length going here. So there's, let me get it on the actual light, because the light's about 2 feet long, so it's going to go end to end in a 2 foot by 2 foot tent. So there's your 2 foot right there, your footprint. Now if you had a 3x3 or a 3x2 tent, let me set this down real quick here, and we'll go 36 inches, and I'll try and center that. There we go. So there's 36 inches. So we can test if you have a 2 foot by 3 foot tent. We can see where we're at. So let's go all the way to the edge of this 3 foot wide tent, and we'll see where we're at. Looking at 196, 195. Of course, if I turn the diode in that direction, 260. I'm just trying to hit it from the direct light like this. If I turn this, it's not really as accurate, I don't think, because I mean the leaves are going to turn that way a little bit, but they're not going to they're not going to just point straight at the light. So I really just like to get just a base reading here. So 200, if your leaf twists, you're looking like 250. So yeah, definitely a little bit weaker on the edges. So I would try and stick to a 2x2 with this light. I mean, you could stretch it out to the edges if you'd like and get a little bit more, but honestly, that's veg lighting right there. So that's at the other end of that 3 foot. So yeah, I would say just keep it on a 2 footer, and you're gonna get pretty nice buds. You're looking like 400. Let's go out to the edge here, dead center. 381. That's still about 400. You're going to get decent buds. There, if we twist the diode towards it, we're going to hit 400. So yeah, see right there, 400. So yeah, pretty decent output for this little sucker. It should be really efficient. I suspect it might be a little less efficient than the SP250, just because it has such a great driver. I believe they all use the same diodes, but seeing that that's the best driver on the market, I'm going to give the 250 the advantage in this one. But if you got a 2x2 grow and you only want to spend basically half the price for about half the wattage, let's check out the wattage here. 127, 128 watts at the wall. So that's what we're currently drawing from just the light. And again, you can't dim it, so you can't really raise that or lower it. With the 250, it has these see the little plugs right there. You can pull those and stick a screwdriver in there and dim it. So I don't know. There's pros and cons to each light. Some people were saying they were going to get 2 of these and use them in a 4x4. I really don't think that would be enough light. After I've tested this, I don't think that's going to cut it. If you want to do 1 of these in a 2x2, that would be pretty good. Even if you wanted to do 2 of them in a 2x2, that would be a little overkill, but damn, you'd have good coverage. Just saying. But yeah, or even a 2x3. If you use 2 of these in a 2x3, I think that would be enough output. You could run it higher and it would spread more, then that could possibly be enough output. I don't have 2 of them to check it, so I can't really tell you if that's true or not, but that is pretty much my hunch. But yeah, it's just basically half a SP250 right there. So pretty cool. I'm digging it. It's a neat light. Add it to the collection of cool shit. I'll find a use for it somewhere. I was thinking, since it is so small and so light, it might actually be good as side lighting for some of you guys that have HPS and you want to add some highly efficient side lighting to pop up your side colas and your undernugs. This would be a really good option. Really good option. And it does come with the hanging kit. The hanging kit's actually really easy to assemble. It's just got this little clamp here. It just slides in and it hooks right underneath, right there, and it just hangs there. So it's free flowing. Pretty cool. Comes with everything. It's super easy to hook up. Like, there's nothing to put together. I don't know. Mars Hydro killing the game on these this SP series. I've tested the TS series and the SP series. I have to give it to the SP series. The TSs are cool and everything, but the SP series is just, in my opinion, on a whole nother level as far as Mars Hydro goes. I believe this is the best Mars Hydro light that they have ever created, is this SP series. So I'm gonna give it a pass, man. I'm gonna give it a good rating. Based on the SP250, I'd say go ahead and pick up the SP150 as well, if you have that size of tent. But if you have the 2x4, definitely pick up the 250. That one rocks about 260 watts. It's about double the wattage. I have this one turned down to 150 watts, and it crushes the game in this veg tent incredibly. So yeah, that's pretty much it. All we have left to do is a heat test. I haven't had this on for very long, so it's still warm, but not going to be much of a heat test at this point. Let me go ahead and leave this on for another hour or so running. I don't have a fan or anything in here on right now, so it shouldn't take too long to heat up, and I'll do some heat tests here in a little bit. So I will be right back. Alright, we are back, and we've got the laser temp gun here. So let's go ahead and hit a few spots. See what we got. I do have to make sure I get it on this label here, so it gives a more accurate reading. So there we go, 118 on the driver. See, if I get off the label and I go over here in the metal, it's much less accurate. 110, 106, 105. It's just reflecting everywhere. The label really helps it stabilize. And then same thing, we'll go over here and we'll hit the the metal, 120. Just going right along the black railing there. Oh, I think I got a little high there. Got a little high. And then away from the driver, it's going to be a little bit cooler, just because the driver does put off heat. But not too bad, really, overall. See if I can get the underside. 150. 150 on the diode. $155. 153, 58. Yeah, so ranges from 150 to 160 on the front side. So yeah, pretty decent temps. Of course, like you can't really say much about the temps of a fanless LED. I mean, it's not meant to be something that you touch or have things touching it. They're gonna get warm. As you can see, though, I can put my hand on this and it's not really hurting me at all. It's not that hot. I mean, your body's what, 98 degrees, so I mean, it's only 20-25 degrees more than that. So yeah, maybe 30. It's math and stuff. You've got the driver hanging onto that. It's definitely warm, but it's not burning me. So yeah, and that's just to give you some relativity as far as the heat goes. It's not really that hot, and any fanless LED is going to heat up. That's what they're made to do. That's why they have so much metal. It's a heat sink. It's supposed to absorb the heat so that it just kind of dissipates into the air, and then you've got your ventilation that sucks it out, because heat rises, so it rises to the top, and then you exhaust it out there. So that's going to be the best way to handle these. You can, if you want, point a fan at the light itself. It's only going to help. I mean, electronics like to be cool, so as usual, you would want to point a fan at it. It's a fanless LED, so I mean, I know it doesn't make sense to point a fan at it, and it's going to make a little bit of noise with a fan, but I really don't care. You're already going to have a ventilation fan going, so just a basic small fan blowing on this is not really going to add a whole lot of noise. So I would just go ahead and do that. It's only going to extend the life of your electronics. Running them cooler is always going to be better for all your electronics. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this unboxing, I think, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you to Mars Hydro for both the 250 and the 150. They're both pretty nice lights, that's for sure. I'm digging this one for the veg light, turned down to 150 watts, crushing the game. But if you guys want to order either of these lights, again, link below for the SP250 or the SP150, or you can check out my Amazon store. I got a whole bunch of stuff on there, all your growing needs all in one spot. But that's pretty much it for this update and unboxing video. Until next time, guys, happy growing.